Hey everyone, welcome back to the How to Be a Poser Beginner series. In this short video, we're going to show you how you can remove accessories from the equation completely and just hit a basic hero pose. Let's get started. Okay everyone, for this next tutorial, we're going to focus on dialing it back and kind of just showing what you can do if you remove all accessories from the equation and just have the figure looking heroic, just doing a basic hero pose. Now, basic hero pose. Now the idea behind this is that let's just imagine that you were to see, a scene with like a bunch of superheroes in it in which they're not actually kicking the crap out of bad guys or doing anything action-oriented with any sort of accessory. They're just standing there looking cool. Maybe something that you would just see on the cover of a comic book, for example, or on a poster, what have you. So the idea is that they can look just as cool without any of their accessories, and by doing so, you kind of achieve a sense of presence while at the same time minimizing the amount of time that it takes and the amount of space that it takes up. Because as you've seen with like this katana, once you start implementing weapons into the whole thing, then it just takes up a lot of room. So if you don't have a lot of space, you might choose to go with something like this. So I'm just going to leave him standing here while I grab basically just the two fists. Now again, for those who haven't watched the other videos, I'm going to show you how these pegs work. Each peg swivels right there and has a small peg on the front and a large peg on the back. The small peg goes into the hand, just like so. And as before, I'm kind of pre-visualizing what I want to do with the hand. I know that I want it to do that. I want it to flex into the forearm. So I'm just going to make sure that the peg is set up in a way that it will do that, and it is. Do the same thing with the other hand. All right, and there we go. Both fists are ready. Now again, just to make sure that these van braces don't fall off, I'm going to bend the arms up before I take the other hands out of the figure. One out, one in, very good. And now for the katana hand, that's gone. Replace it with the fist. So this is going to be very similar to a museum pose. What differentiates it, again, is the lack of accessories use. It's again, it's taking basic to a whole new level. Very, very simple, very straightforward. You can have it, you might think that just having the figure standing straight up and down like that is ideal. And if that's your jam, then by all means, let your figures do that. But I'm going to do a couple things with this pose that will improve it significantly. The first thing I'm going to do is I don't want both these feet to be facing forward like this. So I'm going to rotate this leg a little bit that way. And then again, as before, I'm going to cock his hips this way. That's going to leave this as the back leg, and this is the front leg. You can see that I've already got a bit of a bend to the front leg. That works out in my favor. Now, by moving the hips backwards, I've achieved what I wanted to here with the legs, but his torso is kind of tilted just ever so slightly that way. So I'm going to compensate. Looks like I'm losing a pouch here. I'm going to put that pouch back on later so I can avoid knocking it off again. But I'm going to compensate for this leaning of the torso by just taking the torso and leaning it back the opposite direction. Now, I have a different angle of view on it than you, so I want to make sure that I'm doing it from my perspective. But I'm going to twist the torso. Once I've got that torso bent backwards, I'm going to twist it towards the front. So this is going to be kind of the angle that we're talking about here. I'm going to go ahead and turn his head just so you have a better idea as I'm building this pose, what I'm striving for here. Now, just going to turn it back towards me again. I think that this could probably benefit by a little bit more of a twist of the foot. Now I really want to create, for this hero pose, I really want to create like the semblance of a curve that kind of starts here and then just kind of works its way forward just a touch and then back. I want his head to be bisecting that curve right down the middle. So Let's go ahead and arch his back just a touch, not too much. Now you can see that once we've done that, the result is that his head is tilted back just a touch. We don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead and move it forward and tilt it down so that he's looking menacingly at the camera. So I'm going to bend this arm back. So you're going to run into this a lot when you're posing a figure. You're going to notice that sometimes when you adjust something, you accidentally knock something else askew. Don't let that frustrate you. It's just part of the process. And if this was easy, then, well, anybody could do it. Rotating that torso towards the front leg a little bit more, just double checking to make sure that I've got that desired curve. Again, I want his heel to be back here behind his torso and his head to be kind of bisecting right down that line. Again, I'm going to just double check these hips, make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. I'm trying to get it this time so that I don't have to do a follow-up tweak. Lean that forward a little bit more. And I think that's got it. I'm just going to replace this belt pouch here. Again, fixing all of the belt pouches so that they're in alignment and not overlapping with each other. And I'm just going to give him just a bit wider of a stance too for this one. I think slightly wider than shoulder width is where it's at, just to demonstrate, just to illustrate. There it is. And that's how you would be looking at it on the display. Done.
Hey, did you like that video? Be sure to subscribe by clicking the S icon on your screen and click that bell icon to be notified whenever a new video is posted. If you'd like more info on the items featured in this video, click the link provided under Product Info. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to let your geek side show.